Pop quiz, what's the most likely sales objection that you're going to run into? Have you got it yet? Well, the answer is overwhelmingly, from tons of studies that we've done over at salesman.org, the answer is overwhelmingly price. But interestingly, 90% of the time, the problem isn't about budget or expenses, it's really about value. And the better you are at selling your value, the less price is going to come up as an objection for you. And the 4-step framework in this video that I'm going to show you is going to enable you to do just that. Hi, my name is Will and I make selling simple. Now in today's video, we're going to look at how you can steer away from price in your conversations with prospects so you can focus completely and utterly on value instead. First, we're going to take a deep dive into what value actually is and why you need to focus on it rather than cost. Then we're looking at the 4-step process to building real value in your sales conversations. And this consists of, first off, identifying real problems that your buyers are facing, not the superficial ones that they think they might be facing. 2, we're going to look at how you can be a knowledgeable guide for your buyer and how you can keep them out of trouble. 3, how you can educate your buyers with unique industry insights. And 4, how you can facilitate the buying process and make life easier for your customers. So let's jump into it. Let's discuss how you can sell on value, not price. Now, one of the most important lessons you're going to learn in your sales career is that value is not the same as price. And oftentimes an objection on price really comes down to value, not the actual dollar amount or the cost. In my interview with Saas marketing expert Ajit Ghuman, he said the same thing.
And many times the issue of price is not the issue of price, it's an issue of we didn't communicate the value properly.
So that then begs the question, what is value in the context of a B2B sale? Value is the difference between the intrinsic cost of a product and the price that a buyer pays. So a car, for example, has an intrinsic cost in the fact that it's made of lots of expensive materials, but the value that it has is that it can take you places. You no longer have to take the bus and you can fit more activities into your day and even go driving on some nice country windy roads and have an exhilarating experience if you like driving fast and all that good stuff as well. So with that all said, it's much easier for a buyer to say yes to an offer with lots of value because it makes the offer price look small in comparison. Now this gets exciting for B2B salespeople because your total value equals product value plus your value as an individual. So you actually have a leverage point here to close more deals. And you don't need to rely on anyone else, product development, other services within your organization to increase this value of the equation. So how can you as an individual salesperson add more value to an offer and make it an absolute no-brain for your buyer so they definitely get a deal done? Well, that's where today's framework comes in. In 4 steps, you can increase both the value of the product and your own value to the buyer as well. And when you do this, you won't have to compete on price ever again. So let's jump into these 4 steps. First off, we need to identify real problems. So often buyers will come to you with what they believe is their issue, but in reality, they're just seeing a superficial problem, the symptom rather than the disease. And with your experience, you're perfectly suited to help the buyer diagnose what the hell is actually going wrong with them. Think of it like a buyer going to a mechanic and saying that their steering wheel in their car is causing them issues. They turn the steering wheel, but the car doesn't change direction. But you as an expert in your field, well, you can see plain as day that the car doesn't have any actual wheels that are touching the road. So no matter who or how or why they're turning that steering wheel, it's never going to work. So in the same way, you can add massive value to your potential buyers by diagnosing the problem that's causing the issues that they see or experience. Next up, I want you to be a guide. So you know the pitfalls of your industry and the products within it. It's likely that you've taken buyers through the buying process hundreds, if not thousands of times at this point. The buyer, on the other hand, they may be making a purchase in your industry for the very first time. Therefore, there's tremendous value for the buyer if you can honestly and genuinely help them navigate all the landmines and potential issues that they might face along their own buying journey. So, for example, when I was selling medical devices, I'd regularly add value to the surgeons who were heading up the buying project by making introductions to key procurement and management staff that maybe they didn't realize that they needed to know and essentially befriend and get on the right side of if they wanted to get these endoscopes, camera systems, operating rooms installed via our company. And so by making the surgeons' lives easier, by making all these introductions, getting all these meetings booked, I was able to increase the value of us working together versus the competition who would just say, hey, this is your job, you get this done yourself. So do you see how we can increase value here very quickly, cheaply, and easily by just making a few introductions or sharing a few, which is step 3, a few industry insights. Now, I have a couple of consulting clients that don't want me to teach them how to sell. They're already doing a great job of getting deals done. Instead, they jump on the phone with me every month to get insights on what's working across the broader B2B sales industry. They're looking for cutting edge, innovative ideas, not necessarily a simple training plan like what we offer over at Sell Made Simple Academy. So this is some of the value that I add to our higher end corporate clients, as well as all the training and coaching and everything else that we do in the academy itself. Now, you might not realize it, but you're probably full of industry insights that could be incredibly valuable to your buyers as well. Just think how much time you spend in and around your very, very specific part of your industry. It's likely 100 times more exposure than your buyers have with it, because perhaps they're dealing with multiple sections of the industry where you're just narrow and focused into one. So you've got tons of insights that you can potentially share that is going to boost your value with your customers and boost the value of the deal. And finally, unless you're selling to a professional procurement team, it's very likely that your buyer probably isn't all that used to buying things in a B2B environment. Buying new products, services, or technology probably makes up a tiny amount of what they do each year in their job. So here we go. Here's another way that we can add more value to our deal versus our competitors, right? You know who needs to be involved. You know how long things take. You know what issues need to be investigated before a deal can happen. And so you can add tremendous value to your buyer by streamlining their buying efforts and helping them get a deal done, helping them solve the friggin' problem that they set out to solve in the first place. So there we have it, 4 ways to increase the total of the value that you can add to your buyer so you never have to compete on price again. 1, identify real problems that your buyers are facing, not the superficial surface layer ones. 2, be a knowledgeable guide for your buyer and help keep them out of trouble. Number 3, educate your buyers with unique industry insights. Number 4, facilitate the buying process. Make their life easier and you will get more deals done. If you can do all of that and you've got a product that isn't a load of absolute crap, if you've got a half decent product, you're never going to have to compete on price ever again. So there we go. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, why not click the video that's on the screen right now? Continue making selling simple.